Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to more Stardew Valley. Previously, we experienced the first little bit of Key's gambling room. We continued with the quests that he had set up in advance, and we've been making even more progress in our farm and on the island. I mean, it feels like that's really all we've been working on, and it's kind of hard to describe it in any other way than that. This time, we are going to be continuing well with all those goals. And we're going to be starting off, as always, with the typical boring stuff that you are all probably used to at this point. We gotta check our weather, we gotta check the luck, which unfortunately isn't that good, and we gotta see our dear friend who thinks he's being helpful living off the land. At this point, again, the tips are not that useful here. He was just talking about Super Cucumber. Oh, thank you, honey. She just gave us an omelet. But hey, you know, it's the thought that counts, so I guess any tips gonna be somewhat useful, I suppose. I don't freaking know. Anyway, once again, as always with this point, I'm going to essentially just be, well, showing you the highlights of what we get done and what we get up to in this episode. And I know one of the things we have to do is we definitely got to start throwing more of our key beans in here because, man, we are getting a little further behind than I want to do. Oh, thanks, Demetrius, for that. That's really nice. So yeah, I guess I'll get the day officially started by harvesting our bit of key fruit that's ready, kind of getting our daily chores out of the way, and then we'll kind of see what we're up to, because I believe we have... Yeah, the only thing we have going on right now is the Keys crop, so we'll kind of see what we can get up to and what mischief we can potentially get up to as well. Either way, I'll see you guys in just a moment. Starting the day off proper, we have our second luau, and as always, the area now looks a little different. Hal's bench has been cooking in the sun all day, then why are you still sitting on it? Maru, what the heck? Do you think if I went into the water, other people would follow? I don't want to be a solo swimmer. I don't think many people are going to be up to swimming because they're not really dressed for it. Don't block the sun, I'm in just the right spot to avoid getting any tan lines. Wait, what? What? Okay. The luau, the hustle and bustle in town brought to my very doorstep. Yeah, I do kind of feel bad for Elliot, because he kind of just lives here. Hello. But even most of the residents usually have the festival around outside their doors, so, you know. Soup, answer, no thank you. I'm perfectly content here. Besides, someone needs to keep watching in case a monster appears. Bro, I've been living here for over 2 years now, and I've yet to see a single monster outside of... I guess I saw Krobus and the dwarf, but I really wouldn't count them as monsters. Anyway, for the summer season, gets very busy for farmers. Make sure you don't overwork yourself. Yeah, tell that to Key and his stupid key beans. Smells are powerful for bringing back memories. That could be good or bad. Oh yeah, it's your first time, or the first time we're both here, I guess, at the luau. Why can't I go play by the tide pools? Oh, over there to the right. I don't know, man. At least they didn't destroy the bridge like they used to in the old versions for that. Oh, can you smell that? Just signal that roast is almost ready. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I'll never turn down free food. Amen, brother. Pant, it's all in the hips. I think I need to take a break soon. I'm getting sweaty. I can't wait for a bowl of piping hot soup in the middle of it. Okay. Why do humans enjoy dancing? Perhaps it's an instinctual mechanism so that we will inadvertently convey our genetic quality to potential mates. Dude, Demetrius, because it's fun. So I'd say now may not be the time for that. Hey, Penny. I heard a rumor that the governor is considering buying a vacation home here. Interesting. I don't even know if we have an area open, but that'd be cool. Slurp. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need more of this. Also, yeah, our kid is just at home by themselves right now, by the way. Who cares? One bad ingredient can ruin the whole soup. Yeah, good thing I brought my best quality stuff. But do I have to eat it? Hello, Ryan. Do you bring an ingredient for the potluck? Just climb the stairs and toss it right in. Okay, well, when I'm done talking to everybody, guys, use my potatoes to make several dishes for the buffet. So what kind of ingredients are you adding to the soup? I'm adding a gold star cauliflower. Again, at this point, if you just bring like a gold star melon, cauliflower, pumpkin, or I think no, not the winter melon, but essentially if you bring a gold star, like higher quality crop, like in terms of value, it's pretty much guaranteed to be at least be good. And I'm hoping to get another love just because it increases friendship with everyone in the valley by quite a bit, and so that would help expedite the process of befriending everybody. Lunch festivals always have the best food. Leeking garlic mashed potatoes, and honey, I think I've died and gone to heaven. Hey, look at George is actually happy. Now, don't worry, dead. When would you getting a stomach ache? True. I actually, fun fact, recently at, my family, the moment Lewis steps away from the governor, that's my moment to rub elbows. Oh my gosh. I didn't see you there. If you want to buy a salad, dog me on the other side of the counter. Recently we were celebrating something at my grandma's house, and, yeah, I definitely ate too much then, and I had a stomach ache because the food was too good. Oh yeah, another thing, what the frick? Oh, we can't talk to him over there? I'm curious if you can go, like, out of bounds using, like, cheats and stuff, if he has anything to say. We're looking to escape the noise, too. But yeah, so I can definitely understand why if you have too much of a good thing, you know, it could be a bad thing. Okay, Willie, how are you doing? No one's gonna talk about the wizard, I guess. Don't worry, I'll be back for the shoot. I'm just enjoying a tender moment with me pipe. Okay. Don't blame you. And I think all that's left is down here. Next year, I gotta remember to bring my electric guitar. Imagine I sold this part of the song. Wait. Imagine the proudest omelet. My dad's obsessed with the governor's visit. Everything has to be perfect. I think he's hoping to be mayor someday. Of course he is. Okay. Can't seem to decide what to eat. There's too many options to choose from. Well, that's when you have a little bit of everything. Okay, so we'll come up here. We'll throw our gold star cauliflower in. I'm really hopeful. I'll cauliflower the soup. So hopefully that'll be pretty good because it's gold star and it's a cauliflower. The governor is our distinguished guest today. I expect all of you to be on your best behavior. For those who brought something with the pile, contribute to the great soup cauldron. Eagerly anticipate always to Stardew Valley each year. There's a palpable charm in the air. Yes, there is. And I believe that's it. So yes, we'll go ahead and get the luau officially going. Once again, it's one of those events that maybe get more boring as time goes on, but I think it's still quite entertaining. Hello and welcome everyone. I'm pleased to announce the potluck ceremony has begun. I have a high hopes they all contribute high-quality ingredients. I want to leave the governor with a good impression now. Well, Governor, would you indulge us in the honorary first tasting? I would be delighted. I've been eyeing the soup all afternoon. Oh my, it's the best soup I've ever tasted, even better than last year when we gave a gold star melon. To be fair, I'm guessing probably cauliflower tastes better in a general soup than a melon, unless it's like a fruit soup or something, but that sounds kind of gross. You're right, it's delicious! Oh, my parrot looks like it's flying over Demetrius' head. Wonderful job, everyone. Now, who else wants a taste? The parrot's just there, chilling. Oh, I love him. The governor wasn't kidding. The soup was out of this world. Time to head home. So yeah, now we did get the best ranking, which means hopefully that increased everyone's friendship in the valley by a decent amount. It's going to be kind of hard to gauge. I think we gained... Oh, yeah, because Vincent wasn't at max. I don't think Jody was either. So I think, yeah, we got that at max. Sandy, I don't know if she gets friendship. I'd imagine not, because she's not there. Same with some other people who don't actually attend, like Leo. And I have more hearts with our child than I do Leo. I guess that sounds bad out of context, but just, you know, we've known Leo longer, but whatever. Yes, Sam's down here between these two. Oh, wow. Oh, geez. Okay, yeah, so we're only... Frick, dude. We're getting really close to befriending everyone. I really need to be hammering down Krobus and the Dwarf and Leo and Sam. That's definitely something we start working on more as we go forward. But yeah, as you can see, I still have quite a few key beans. This is around the time where, since I think we have less than 20 days now, which I'm going to be honest, we're going to be cutting it close. I don't know if it's possible at this point. We still have to ship 500. But I'm going to save up them to kind of just see how many we get. So right now we have 50. I'm going to start saving them in batches of 50 and then keep the rest for beans to try to replant. I really don't know how well it will work. I'm really hoping we can at least get close, because this is one that is generally one that I try to avoid until like late game, like, and I mean later game, like near the end of the game, just because it's one that gets easier and easier as you wait and you have more tools at your disposal. But I do think it's possible with what we have, we could do it. I don't know if I've executed it perfectly for that to be achieved. But anyway, I'm going to go around because I actually didn't do everything on the farm because I had to head over there because I want to make sure we did everything for the luau. So I'm going to go around and, oh yeah, I forgot, Robin's not working on our house today, but yeah, the basement should be done soon. But yeah, I'm going to go around and start finishing up on a few chores that I didn't get done. And yeah, I'll see you guys, I guess, either tonight when I see our funds or the next thing. I really don't know how it's all going to work. Either way, I'll see you guys in just a moment. Starting another day off. Thankfully, today is nothing in terms of like an event or anything like that. So we're going to be working purely off what we need to get done or what we want to get done. Of course, one of the bigger things is going to be seeing what the luck stat is. That always kind of dictates a little bit of what we're going to be doing. So the thunderstorms coming in. Yeah, we do also have the green rain event at some point this month, as it always happens during the summer at some point. As I said, it's randomized. So we do have to worry about that, but there are some stuff I want to get done. Ooh, and Robin finished our upgrade to our house. So now if we go down here, we have a cellar to age stuff. So these are casks, which are a new like thing. You can put stuff in there that isn't like milk. You can put cheese, wine, which is the most important one for us, but a bunch of stuff that you can age. Aging stuff takes, of course, even more time. In fact, it can take almost like months in game, but it can almost triple the price of certain things, like the value of certain items. So it can be worth doing that with specific items. Hey Ryan, one of these days you should come into my room after dark. Maybe around 8 p.m. I want to show you something. Abby, okay. That's interesting. I don't know why she'd want to see us that late, but maybe she has something she wants to talk to us about, but we'll consider doing that at some point. Knowing me, I'm going to forget about it, and then at some point it'll just happen randomly when I'm trying to do something else. Ooh, we have a big harvest today. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just go around, maybe go back to the island, because we haven't gone over there in a bit, and of course we have our crops over there. I want to be saving up money for a few more of the expensive items. And by expensive, I mean, I guess I don't want to spoil, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff basically for us still to be getting done. So trust me, we have work to do. But yeah, I guess I'll kind of just, see you at the next topic of interest, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in just a moment. If you couldn't tell, I'm very professional with how I make these cuts. So we're actually going to come into the startup saloon because something that I remembered a few days ago, or a few episodes ago, maybe it was last episode, we bought a book that gave us all the recipes from the Queen of Sauce. And I said that there are a few recipes you can't get from this. One of them is from, or a few of them are from like friendship-related ones. But there are ones in here, aka a single one that I was thinking of, that I was like, when do I get this again? And I forgot you come in here and you buy it for 5,000 gold. It is a recipe for triple shot espresso, and it costs 3 coffee to make. It's more potent than regular coffee. This is something I was waiting to get because, as you may have noticed, I've been using the kegs inside our house with coffee beans, so we've been getting a decent surplus of coffee, as the days have gone on. Basically, my intent is to start just getting a bunch of coffee every day from those plants, and then we would turn those into coffee, and then we turn that into triple shot espresso, and sooner rather than later we'll have a bunch of triple shot espresso just to keep on us. That'll allow us to get around the valley just that much quicker. It's a small optimization, but it's one that can really help in getting just a bit more done in your day. Still have a bit more to get done. One of the things I want to do is come in here, because if you recall last time we did, I believe it was Key's Hungry Challenge, where we were tasked to getting to floor 100 of the Skull Cavern without eating or drinking anything. Kind of difficult, but one that we were able to achieve. We were given, I believe, yes, 25 of these key gems. We can now look in here, and we are going to go over the rewards because, well, I just want to show them, even though I don't know if we're actually going to be able to buy any of these right now. Starting off, we have the Junimo chest. You are given 2 for every 30 key gems. Through the power of forest magic, every Junimo chest links to the same stash. Basically put, you can have a chest on your farm, and you can put a bunch of items in it, and you can put another of the, because you get 2, put the other Junimo chest on the island, and you'll have access to those same items from both locations. Think the Ender chest from Minecraft for those of you who played that game. The horse flute. Playing this flute will summon your horse only works outdoors. This is a great item that makes it so that if you leave your horse in random locations, like I often do, you can bring it to you at any location so long as it says you are outside. This makes getting around the valley that much quicker. Pierre's missing stock list. Pierre might be interested in this, requires 50 key gems. We don't really know what it does, but presumably this will do something good for us. For every 10, you'll get 1 hopper. Items placed inside will automatically be loaded into the machine in front of it. It does exactly as it says. If you've seen hoppers, and again, games like Minecraft, you can imagine how this can be useful, but we'll get into that at a later time. Enricher. Place on a sprinkler and load with fertilizer to automatically apply it when planting seeds nearby. Requires 20 key gems for 4. Interesting, though not super important at this stage in the game. Pressure nozzles. Place on a sprinkler to increase its watering range. Much more useful, and again, same price for 4 of them. Between the two, this is definitely one you'd want to invest in more. We have the Deconstructor. Destroys crafted items, but salvages their most valuable material. This can be very useful at certain times, but as you can also imagine, there are times where it can also be very annoying. In terms of, well, not annoying, but I guess just not as useful as you'd want it to be. It has its uses, we just don't really have any of them right now. Key to the town. Allows access to all buildings in town at any time of day. This is amazing. You can get into any area of the town, even at they're closed, or if they aren't open yet. This is incredibly useful, and for only 20, this so far is the most likely one for us to purchase. Galaxy Soul for 40. You get 1. Forge 3 of these into the Galaxy Sword to unleash its final form, so presumably we can get an even better sword, but that's going to be expensive because, well, 40 for 1 is quite a lot. Mushroom Tree Seed. Play this on your farm to plant a mushroom tree. Only 5 key gems, but mushroom trees can be valuable. We'll get to that at a later time. Magic Bait. Allows you to catch fish from any season, time, or weather from whatever type of water you cast it into. Requires 5 key gems, but you get 20 in exchange. Again, can be useful, especially if you're missing a few fish. You don't really want to have to wait that entire season. Key Seasoning. Just a dash will elevate any dish extraordinary heights automatically applied when cooking. Requires 10 and you get 10, so think 1 gem for 1 key seasoning. Can be useful, especially if you find yourself cooking one specific recipe quite a bit, and you can really expedite getting better and better, well, resources, I suppose. Mr. Key's hat. A replica of Mr. Key's iconic hat. 5 gems. It is purely for visual. If you have nothing else to spend your key gems on and you like the hat, might as well. Aquatic Sanctuary. It is just, again, yet another piece of furniture that is essentially a fishing spot, or a fishing tank fishing spot. And it's for 20, so again, purely decoration. Heavy tapper recipe. As you can see, there's an item in there we haven't really had access to yet, but let's look at what it does. Place on a maple, oak, or pine tree and wait for the reservoir to fill with product. Works twice as fast as a normal tapper. Very useful, but that recipe is quite expensive, especially for where we're currently at. Mini shipping bin. Items placed in it will be included in the nightly shipment. It costs a total of 60, being I think the most expensive item yet, which is kind of insane. But again, these can be nice to place all around the map, so it's nice that you can get more of them here. Hyperspeed grow. Again, something in there that we haven't seen before. Greatly stimulates leaf production, guaranteed to increase growth rate by at least 33% mixed into tilled soil. Even better than the speed grow we're currently using, but for 30 key gems just for the recipe, that's quite expensive. Deluxe fertilizer, and you'll get 5 per the time you craft it. 1 iridium bar for 40 sap, not cheap, but greatly improves soil quality, increases your chance to grow quality crops mixed into tilled soil. Basically, it guarantees that you're getting the highest quality crop possible. Again, useful, but not for currently where we're at. Hopper recipe. If you don't want to just buy a hopper, you can actually just craft them. Again, kind of expensive, and it does the same thing as the normal hopper. Same with the magic bait recipe. Exotic double bed. Purely visual, but hey, again, if you have nothing else, why not? A bluegrass starter kit. Places on your farm to plant a clump of bluegrass. Now, what does bluegrass do? Well, we'll get into that at a later time, but just know it is useful. And the last 3 items are new to this game. They are fireworks. For 1 key gem, you'll get 1 firework. Once again, this is purely if you just want to have nothing else to do with your key gems, you might as well just go get something like this. So that is all of the key gem items, and if you couldn't tell, there are some really good ones in there. Some of the best ones are the horse flute, but that one's also very expensive. Now, we could save up, or we could buy the key to the town. Me, personally, I'm going to wait and try to get the horse flute. Being able to get around the world of Stardew Valley just a little bit faster and getting more done in your day is immeasurably invaluable. I don't think you have any understanding. Like, even if it may seem minor, trust me, being able to bring your horse anywhere and get it to you at any time can just increase how much you get done by a substantial amount. So for the time being, we are going to wait until hopefully we get this challenge done, which would help a lot, or we get another key challenge and so on and so forth. Either way, we're going to save up our gems for a little bit because there are some bigger fish for us to fry. I guess I'd say literally, but we're really not doing anything fishing-wise. But from here on out, we are going to head to the next topic. You can see we also harvested here on the island, so we got some good crops going. But yeah, now we're going to head back to the mainland because we're done here on the island for the day. We have other things to be getting to, so I'll see you guys in just a moment. Looks like you guys indeed finished having another kid. You can see in the back left there. What do you have to say now? Thirsty, need juice. And he's asking for more stuff. He wants cave carrot juice and pickled summer squash. Okay. Okay, buddy. Now, summer squash can be a little annoying to obtain, but we do have some growing. And when it comes to cave carrot juice, we have more than enough cave carrots for this little guy. We'll get working on that. May take a few days, but trust me, buddy, we'll get back to you and we'll get you what you've been needing. Decided I'd come check out the traveling merchant because it'd been a little bit, and I'm actually going to buy the penny portrait because it's an item that is new and I feel like buying it because it's my wife. I love her. And I'm going to embarrass her by having a portrait of just her in our house because, you know, that's what love's all about. It's about embarrassing your partner in any creative way you can think of. So we got our first cooking related achievement. I just decided to get some of the easy recipes that we had the stuff for here. Let's take a look. It is going to be around here somewhere. There it is. Cook 10 different recipes. May not seem like much, but hey, it's a start. As you can see, I crafted a few different recipes. Something really nice is that I actually brought a bunch of ingredients and put them in our mini fridges and our fridge because this will allow us to immediately have access to all the things we can craft. As you can see, we're missing some stuff like leeks, dandelions, and stuff I need to bring in here. But trust me, we're going to start trying to cook stuff slowly but surely. So we're here missing this, a fried egg, hash browns, and pancakes for that one. I think we have a few of those in here. No, it's cheese cauliflower. It just looks very similar to the omelet. Omelet, pancakes, and then I think that's all I have on me, but we can just come back over here. Yes, now I'm just missing hash browns, fried egg. I can make the fried egg. I don't think I can make hash browns currently, because I think I need, like, something else for that, right? Or do I even have the recipe for that? But yeah, either way, you can kind of see the process of cooking stuff. It's not very fun, if I'm being honest. I really don't like cooking everything in this game. But hey, something we gotta do, so we'll do it. Another day, another dollar. It is Alex's birthday this morning. Now, I do believe Alex is someone we actually are at max with, so I don't believe we have to celebrate his birthday. Again, as mean as that may sound. But let me look. He's going to be down here closer to the bottom. Yeah. So we're at max with Alex. We don't have to worry about him, which is good. It is a rainy day, which doesn't matter all too much, just because, you know, we've already have a bunch of sprinklers and stuff out. But it can be nice, and it, you know, opens certain things up. See, as you can see, I actually crafted as many of the turtle shot espressos as I could. We don't have too much, but trust me, we'll get more as time goes on. One thing I do want to do is I want to check to, of course, you know, the weather and all that, because I do want to make sure that, yeah. So tomorrow's not the green rain, which is nice, because that can kind of throw a wrench into our plans, and we have bad luck. Okay, that's not great, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to start the day off, and I think one of the things I plan on doing today is maybe going to the volcano to actually try and get some of the resources, even though it's a bad luck day. So maybe that'll change my opinion. I'm not entirely sure. As you can see, we have more key fruit to work on, so I can also just work on that. I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of varied what we're doing right now, just because there's so many things we can be getting done. And there's not necessarily, like, I think a wasted moment so long as I'm trying to actively do things. But you never really know for sure, so either way, we'll try to do our best, make as much progress as we can. And again, I'll just kind of fast forward, speed up the process for you guys, so you don't have to sit here and watch all this nonsense. We got another mastery level up, and we only have 2 more left. We're very close to being a true Stardew Valley master. Or, so you'd think, but if you look, it says we are at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is because I was an idiot, and I forgot to get the upgrade last time. I am truly an idiot, and I apologize for any of you who noticed, and I didn't. But that's kind of cool, because that means we get the last 2 right now. Mining Mastery Gem, Bearing Rocks, now grant twice the gems. Heavy Furnace, Statue of Dwarf King, I already talked about all this stuff. But we'll claim that, and we'll claim the other one, the Fishing Mastery. Advanced Iridium Rod, Challenge Bait, and can now encounter golden fishing chests. And with that, all of them light up. You feel Grandpa's hand patting your shoulder. The theme you hear playing right now, if you recall, is what we heard from the beginning of the game when Grandpa first talked to us. We also have this over here, which appears to be his nightcap. Can't interact with it or anything, but it's interesting. The note from earlier also disappears. The final path. Despite what it says, trust me, we still have a long way to go. Even if the music's peaceful, we have work to do, Grandpa. We'll make you proud. Yo, all the boys are on the island. That's what I'm talking about. The homies. No, not. Yeah, homies. I was thinking of a different word there. All the homies, bro. That's sick. We all get to hang out. Maybe Leo's gonna come hang out. We can have a boys' day. You know, it's always kind of cool. Where the frick? Do you have anything to say to me? I'm guessing it's gonna be about the guy who hidden pages of the journal. I think I've gotten all the. No, I haven't done all the journal scraps, but I think I've done everything that these ones talk about, haven't I? I did both of those, I thought. Whatever. But yeah. Funny little thing I noticed was that, oh, look it, they're all there. Just really interesting to me, because, yeah, it's interesting that sometimes the schedules align so well for things like that to happen. So I'm sure I talked about it in the voiceover, but I want to point out again, we got the, of course, mastery for the fishing, which now means we can have 2 bobbers on our fishing rod, and we can get gold fishing crates. And as you can see, from just a little bit of fishing, we got 18 key beans, and that was on a bad luck day. So what I'm going to do is be fishing for key beans, because for me, that's always been the most efficient way to collect key beans. Now, I'm sure there's better ways, but for me, and where we're at in the game, I'm sure it's going to be best for us. I'm also going to be crafting treasure magnets, which are 2 gold each, which are not that expensive at this point in the game, as that increases our odds of getting treasure chests, aka getting even more of our key beans, our chests that contain key beans. Good humor is not bad. Queen of sauce. Maple bars! You already know how to cook maple bars. I already know how to cook everything from the Queen of Sauce, but that's fine. Love to hear all about the artifacts you found in archaeology. Is fascinating. To think there may have been farmers in this very spot 10,000 years ago. Could have been. So yeah, I'm going to do something interesting this time. I want you guys to guess how many I'm going to get from doing a day of fishing. Of course, there's other stuff to get done, but I'm mostly just going to be fishing, and I want to see what you guys think. So, in the comments if you want to, or just think a mental note of how many you think I'll have, and I'll see you guys tonight with how many we get from today, because I'm pretty much going to be fishing all day today. See you guys in just a moment. So I have a confession. I've lied to you all. I've been lying for a few episodes now. You may think that this area up here, and maybe a little bit of this area down here, was all we've had growing in key fruit. That we've been just slowly getting by. Well, I'm unfortunately going to have to bear the bad news and say that, in fact, this area all here has been all key fruit for the last episode, I think since the first day of last episode. Basically what happened was I went to the quarry and some other places to farm key beans. I got a bunch of them, and well, I got quite a few, and I planted them, but for some reason I either A, forgot to put the footage in, or I lost it. And I was looking back, because I always like to look back at past videos, and I was looking, and yeah, I forgot to show that I expanded this. So we're still doing better than you may think. I think we're at 100 plus key fruit. I think we're like 125 in total, plus the 5 I have on me. That's what I'm saying, 125-ish. So we're making decent progress. For the people who are asking, or, you know, earlier I said keep a mental note of how many key beans we got. Well, you can see we have both fields completely, oh, not completely full, but much more full than they used to be. So you can bet if we have nothing else to do in a day, we are going to be fishing for even more key beans. I'm not always going to be showing it, but you can assume that's what we're doing. Because, again, that's going to be our best source of really doing anything going forward for a little bit. So, yeah, I'm going to keep working towards that, and, yeah, I just wanted to kind of update you guys and say I lied to you, and I forgot, you know, it was an accidental lie, but it was a lie all the same, so I thought it'd be disingenuous for me to not bring that up. Okay, so I went to all my chests to make sure I indeed have all the key beans and stuff that I may have actually just thrown in there when I was being lazy, and we have a few more than 170, or 125 or whatever I said, because we're currently at 260 key fruit. Now, you may be wondering how this happened. Well, it's because I decided to store key fruit in 2 locations. I put them in this white chest, and then apparently I decided to put them in this chest here, which they're right next to each other, so maybe that's how I got it messed up. But basically I would put a bunch of fruit in here, and these were the ones I was like, oh, we only have 75, this could be close, right? Well, it's because the rest that I put in here, the 75 I was looking at, I got confused because I stopped recording last episode midway through, like the actual episode for the day. So I came back and I was confused. I had like 100 and something plus in here, and this was going to be the one that I was actually going to show and be like, that's how many we have saved up. And the ones in here were all going to be put into the seed maker. I don't know how I got that messed up, but man, that really put us behind in numbers. I mean, we're way further ahead than I thought we were, but unfortunately we could have been doing way better. We could have been way more productive. Oh, it sucks. Because the main way I was getting beans and stuff was doing the Skull Cavern run. It was by just cutting down trees, basically doing any small thing I could to get them. And the fact that I've been growing more than I thought, like I've been losing track of how many we actually had grown, is really sad. So yeah, and the good news is that we're way further ahead than I thought we were. The bad news is we could be even further ahead if I would have caught on to how sucky I was doing earlier. But you know what? It happens. We've noticed it. Hopefully we won't make that mistake again. So, oh boy, this is a mess. Okay, so there we go. We have another one of the anomalous readings, which has happened as we called once before. That means that indeed tomorrow is going to be a green rain day, which is very interesting. Wait, I know it's hard, but stop worrying so much about your horse. You can leave them anywhere and they'll make their way back to us. Okay, what? Lovely tip. But yeah, so tomorrow's going to be another green rain day. We've been waiting a little bit for that, so I'm very happy that we have that coming up. That'll be a good day for us to get a few different things done. We have a good luck day, which means we are open to what we could be doing. I'd like to give my wife a starfruit for our anniversary. Kent has a new mission for us. We'll try to get to that in due time. But yeah, we have a few different things to get done. as we're, since we have things to be doing. But the green rain will allow us to do, basically, like we can do fishing, and that should still work pretty well. We could go to, just go around town, honestly, and chop down, like, the trees for the ferns, and the wood, and the moss, and whatnot. We'll kind of just see what things pop up where. One of the major things I do know for a fact is that, of course, since we are doing better on key fruit than I thought, I'm not as pressed to go to the Skull Cavern and stuff as I was earlier, because that was another way of getting a decent surplus, I'd say, of materials. But now that I know we're doing okay, honestly, we may just stick to fishing for our key beans, since at this rate, I think we should be fine, so long as, like, you know, every now and then put some in for the seed maker and then keep some. Because I didn't really make that explicitly clear in my past videos that that's kind of the technique I'm doing, but yeah, either way, we'll figure it out as we go, I guess. So with our first harvest of ancient fruit wine, we are going to be making use of our casks to age them. Now, I believe we are just around enough. Oh, we have one extra ancient fruit wine. This is actually good, because I can show you. The price for one ancient fruit wine is 2,310 gold for one. Granted, it takes a while to make the wine, but it is worth a lot. Now, just for comparison, let's go out and check our ancient fruit, because I believe we have a few extra. Let's go out there and compare the price of one standard, or heck, even gold ancient fruit. Just kind of compare the price. So yeah, for even just a silver one, for example, one silver is only worth 755 gold, which is not bad. But compare that to 2,310 for one wine. That's not bad. Okay, here you go. There's more accurate. There's 605 for normal one, and for the gold, which is the highest quality one, 907. You are getting so much more money by turning it into wine than, you know, you're pretty much, it's free money, basically. Because all you have to do is you put the ancient fruit in there, and you just get way more money in advance. Now, of course, I did put the amount that we have, or I put most of what we had in the casks to age, so it's going to be some time. But I do want to show you, I took a screenshot and I'll show you, because I'm curious how much money you guys think it'll be worth. For now, I'll put the one ancient fruit wine in here, just so we have it, so we kind of have that for comparison when I'm showing off numbers and stuff. You know, boring math stuff, but stuff I think is worth showing all the same. For some reason, I forgot to commentate over it, and I want to actually talk about this live. We have another mission ready. As you can see, we have island ingredients and we have crop order, both of which require us to ship either 100 pineapples or 100 blueberries. Between the two, 100 blueberries within 14 days is much more reasonable for where we're currently at. One, because we already have blueberries growing, and two, because we already have enough saved up to the point where we could just ship the 100 and then plant more to actually get the harvesting done. But yeah, for some reason I forgot to commentate about that while I was actually selecting it. I don't know why. Oops, I did it freaking again. I forgot to commentate. I'm so used now to not playing with commentary because I've been doing it recently. We have another key challenge. As you can see, it's reset. We have Keys Prismatic Range and Danger the Deep. Keys Prismatic Range requires us to find 100 each of red, orange, yellow, blue, green, blue, and purple items. Place them in my collection box. Not really a fan of that one. And Danger the Deep. The mine elevator system has been reset and new dangers have emerged from deep underground. Make it to the bottom of the mines in 1 week. That is the one I accepted because it unlocks something very exciting. I'm now going to be heading back to the farm because I was originally planning on going into the volcano since it's a good luck day, but I think we're actually just going to head to the normal mines since now we have a key challenge to be doing, which I am really excited about because it's nice to not be just doing the stupid one with the key fruit. So, we're going to enter the mines the first time, and he's true to his word. It doesn't seem to be working. We cannot use the elevator currently because it has reset. Heading into the mines, we are now in the new, what I think is called the Dangerous Mines. There are new monsters, as you can see here. There are slimes with sunglasses that are stacked in top of, like a line. And the mine now has a blue. We also just found seaweed. There are now blue bugs, which take way longer to kill and can be slightly pushed. And there is a new type of ore, radioactive ore, which you saw there. It's glowing with dangerous energy, can be smelted into bars. Welcome to the Dangerous Mines. Things are very chaotic here, and they don't seem to make any sense from just a glance. Welcome to the chaos. This is one of my favorite challenges. Probably is my favorite challenge in the entire game. I really love the remix mines. There are new monsters, and that means there's more loot for us to potentially gain. Now, I'm going to be going over things kind of as they appear. So, of course, we have these new slimes. They act very similar to normal slimes. They just take a little bit more hits, and they are a little bit bigger. Same with the bugs. They're a little bigger, do more damage. The only difference is the slimes that are in stacks can be hit. You'll notice that they actually send what appears to be a blue projectile. that is the other slimes from the stack that go flying. I believe they can actually reflect back and hit you and do decent damage, so you will want to be careful. Right there you just saw we got a staircase. Where did we get that from? Well, believe it or not, we actually got that from the barrel that blew up. That is because the dangerous mines outside of just radioactive ore have new loot, potentially better loot, to reward you for, you know, being able to take more damage and stuff. This is definitely hard. I don't know if I'd call it as hard as the Skull Cavern, but this is certainly no easy challenge, to be sure. This is something you're going to want to be prepared for, but if you've been going to the Skull Cavern, which hopefully by the point that you get this mission unlocked, you should have gotten there by quite a bit, the dangers here are not ones that are, like, entirely new to you. Now, thankfully, I believe most of the enemies here do not count towards different Slayer goals. So, for example, if you kill the slimes here, they will go towards the slime slaying goal should you have not completed it yet. I believe that's the case anyway. So yeah, we do get some interesting new rewards. Like, we're gaining a lot of stuff from, like, the ocean, like seaweed, nautilus shells, and stuff. You'll notice that the actual floors themselves seem to have, like, kind of changed, and that's kind of why the loot has changed as well with it. Once, like always, I'm probably going to speed up the run so you can kind of see how things go, and if something new pops up, I'll either talk about it in the voiceover, what? In the voiceover, or in, like, real time, I'll cut back. Either way, we're going to try to get as far down as we can, but one thing you may have noticed is since we got to floor 5, we actually did reach an elevator. Thankfully, unlike the Skull Cavern, reaching an elevator is still a checkpoint. It's essentially just like we have to restart the entire adventure through the mines again. So we have to get all the way back down to floor 120, but this time we're limited to only a week of time. Now, it may seem impossible, but keep in mind, the time that we first made it down to floor 120 took us forever because we really were working with, like, a basic pickaxe. We didn't have, like, any gear. We had limited stamina. Now, with a lot of those things gone, this should be miles easier than what we were dealing with earlier. But yep, I'm gonna now let you take the voice over, because I'm sure that you guys would rather hear future me who's more, I guess, scripted, even though it's not scripted. Whatever. Either way, I'll let you guys get back to it. Let's get to it. Just got a new thing. The Magic Quiver shoots a magic arrow at nearby enemies every 1.9 seconds, dealing 10 to 25 damage. This is another really cool thing that, again, doesn't really give you a pet per se, but it is a really cool effect. If you're having a hard time involving combat just yourself, or there's certain enemies that give you trouble, consider using the Magic Quiver. It's actually a really decent one, but I have a hard time letting go of our parrot friend, so for the time being, we're going to go back to him, but this is probably my favorite outside of the parrot. If we wouldn't have gotten the parrot so early on, which I'm thankful for, don't get me wrong, we probably would go with the Magic Quiver at this point if we didn't have any other alternative. There is the new enemy here that replaces the bugs that fly through the walls. We have a squid. The squid hits very hard and can move very erratically. It is very annoying, to say the least. As you can see, this card. Ooh, that's a strange doll right there. But yeah, they're very hard, needless to say, to deal with if you're not familiar with their movement. May take some getting used to, but I actually don't find them to be that bad, at least compared to some other people who think they're like the worst enemy in the game. They do hit hard, don't get me wrong, and they can be annoying, but trust me, if you know what you're doing, they're not all that bad. Especially if you have decent healing items, and again, those speed items to help you get around just a bit faster. Okay, so as you can see with the green tint, it means that it is Green Rain Day. Thankfully, I think the people of Valley should be more ready for it this year compared to last. So I'm not super concerned with that. Yep, weather station just doesn't work. The fortune teller doesn't work either. TV is just not an option today. Phew, I need to get more melon to eat this heat. The Stray Brothers go up to get the kids interested in nature. Yeah, so if you couldn't tell, kind of like how people who are in areas like where tornadoes happen, they're still scary, but a little bit less than, like, to people, like, they're still terrifying, don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean. It's one of those things where it's like, you get kind of used to certain parts of, like, proclivities, I suppose, depending on where you live. You kind of get used to those proclivities in comparison to some other people, but yeah. So what we're going to be doing today is probably, since this is the last day of the episode, spoiler I guess, I'm probably going to stay around the valley because there's going to be a lot of things to get, including fiber. We're going to be trying to get certain things like wood. Basically, we're just going to try to ensure that we get enough resources from this to last us for a while, so when we start actually fully decking out our farm or building certain resources. Basically, we just want to make sure that we get a bunch of grinding done today, since this is a good time to do it for all those like kind of random resources. As you can see, there's still some key fruit and stuff I need to harvest and then put it in the one place or whatever. But for the most part, today should be a pretty relaxed day for us to end on. Maybe I'll just put some relaxing tunes for you all to listen to. Unlike last time where we went to the pub and Gus kind of sent a letter that, hey, we can all kind of, you know, chill in the bar and because this may be the end of the world or whatever. This time, we kind of know what to expect, so no one's really meeting up at the bar. There's no more invitation for the world's gonna die. As you even may have seen in the bottom left, Robin's even getting back to work. Things are kind of pretty normal right now. At least normal enough for Stardew Valley. But yeah, we're going to try to relax the best we can, have a good old fashion time. Also, we can see we reached 300 total key fruit, which is good. It means we're making progress. But yeah, let's get our last day started. We have some work to do, and I want it to be a relaxing time, despite, you know, some people in the world, according to Stardew Valley, think the world's ending. The new, or you can see, radioactive bar. This is the thing we saw a few recipes needed for. Known by the Zoo Safety Commission, cause irreversible bodily harm. It is worth 3,000 gold for one, thanks to our buff, of course, which means it's even more valuable than iridium bars. But unlike iridium bars, there's no easy way to grind it. Iridium bars, you can just go low in the skull cavern, and you're pretty much going to find a ton of iridium. Radioactive bars are less consistent. We are going to only sell one, just for the sake of getting it in our log here, because you do have to sell at least one. I believe it's over here on the left. Also, we completed this page. Look at that. That's cool. Yeah, I believe it's right here. And after that, we are missing only one. I think it's 3 things? Yeah, 3 things left, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, that we're only missing 3. That's kind of crazy, actually. Oops, not that. Here you are, Kent. 1 starfruit. Hey, shh, don't let Jody see. Oh, this looks juicy. She'll love it. Thank you so much. Oh, she does. Those rains of blessing. Reminder that there will always be forces greater than anything conceived by my man. 500 gold. We get a little bit of friendship with Kent. We don't really need that too much, but hey. You know, it's the right thing to do, and it's nice that we kind of helped him in, you know, that way, and hopefully Jody will like it. So we're going to call it there in terms of harvesting stuff because it's getting 1250 almost 1. But you want to see how many key beans we got, which was one of the other major reasons I did this? We got 30. Now, I definitely could have done better. I know that for a fact. But 30 is not bad. That's, 30 fruit. I mean, come on. That's not terrible at all, considering all we really did was just chop down trees and, you know, we used our scythe to harvest stuff. Yeah, we got pretty lucky. If you're able to get the Green Rain event while you're doing the key bean challenge, trust me, it actually helps quite a bit. You can also see here, I'll pause for a second, you guys can see all the other resources we gathered. Quite a few good things, including seeds. We got over a stack of wood. We got over 300 fiber, which may not seem like that big of a deal, because, you know, it's fiber, may not seem that valuable, but trust me, fiber, until you get the fiber seeds, which we do have, even with fiber seeds, it can be kind of annoying to grind fiber, and I mean grind for it in terms of, like, you know, having to get it in mass quantities for whatever reason it may be you want mass quantities of it, but either way, it can be kind of hard to achieve that. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. It is getting late, so we'll probably have to plant the other 11 tomorrow, aka next time, because it's 1:40. We definitely pushed that late. But yeah, I think it's time for us to end the day. let's hop into bed and ooh, they have a lot of stuff happening next time, I guess, huh? Guess there'll be more reason for you guys to check it out. Oh yeah, I forgot that the actual screen here is like green. It looks really weird. It's kind of fitting considering we sell a radioactive bar. Maybe this is nature saying, hey, you shouldn't have dug too deep in the caverns and gotten radioactive ore. With that, we're going to call it here. Got a lot done, and a lot of it may seem grindy or unnecessary, but we're making good progress, and my kid's walking into a wooden post. That's my boy. Next time, we're going to be continuing to enter the dangerous mines, hopefully reaching the bottom. Continuing keys to... I'm sorry, I cannot get over my child just walking into the wooden beams. And in general, make more steady progress to completing Stardew Valley. I hope that I'll see you all there.